Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
This is Beats Me from North Carolina. I got a hand from a home game for you.
Okay.
So we're playing 2-5. Most of the hands are straddled to 10. But in this particular hand where the straddle is not on. So the effective stacks are going to be 800.
Okay.
And the under the gun player, who is a competent player, makes it 15, which is a very small raise size for this game. So
what did you say
$15.
You said the effective size were 800, right?
Yeah, they're going to be 800 with the main villain.
Okay, so under the gun makes it 15.
Yep. So that's followed by 3 callers in the field, and then I'm in the small blind, and I have 2 black 8s, and I decide to call.
Okay.
And then the big blind comes along as well.
Okay.
And the big blind is going to be the main villain in the hand. He's a pretty big spot in the game. He's a big, rec player, has plenty of money.
Yeah.
A lot of poker. So the flop comes out Jack 8-7, all diamonds.
So by the way, so we're looking at what, 5 ways, something like that, 5 or 6, 6 ways. So it's 90.
Yep. Well, yeah, 80 after the rake.
Okay. So the flop is what you said, a bottom 7 monotone, Jack 8, Jack 9-8, or Jack 8-7.
Jack 8-7, yeah. So I flop middle set on a monotone board.
Okay.
All diamonds. So I guess, at the time I thought a check raise was probably what I was going to go for. So, is that a decent approach at this point? Is just go for a check raise into this many players? Or should I just be leading out for like a $80, pot size bet?
I don't, check raising monotone boards here with sets. So this isn't just a set board. This is a straight board here too, right? So you're losing to 9-10 as well. And there aren't a whole lot of 2-pair. I guess some people can play like Jack 8 and Jack 7, but I wouldn't. I think your hand is too in between to check raise in the sense that what are you getting value from if you check raise? And also too, there's a little bit of stack protection thing. Like if I checked, I would try to look and see what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think, again, we talked about this from before with the guy with the pocket 4s, or with Andrew in the beginning of this show. You can have an unbalanced leading range into a multi-way field, but even unbalanced in this case where you might not have a whole lot of bluffs here when you lead, but it still could be the best way to win money at this level. So I don't mind leading. I don't mind checking to see what happens as well. Check raising might be a little bit of an overplay. The person that I would be happy to check raise, get it in with, is the preflop raiser. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Because the preflop raiser might have a red overpair. You know what I mean? And they'll just get it in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I guess when I decided to not necessarily go for a check raise, maybe my intent was to check and just kind of see what happens from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do check. The big blind checks. Under the gun checks. It checks all the way around to the last guy to act, and he bets $40.
So check to button.
So basically, he was on the button. And it checked all the way to him, and he bet $40 to like half the pot.
So this is interesting.
Point,
this is interesting here because now 40 into 90. God, there's so many shitty cards, but you can sort of see. But you get into one of these unintentional things where you could actually check raise here to like 120, and then if somebody in the middle flats or like comes back over, they have a flush because it's action against action. You know what I mean? So you could check raise here for a little bit of value and actually might even make the hand easier to play.
Yep, right.
Because you know that somebody in the middle is going to, call. Probably I would check raise here on the button bets now. I don't hate a call. I don't hate a call either. But again, like we talked about, if you call, how are you going to play the turn on a brick? You're going to check and it's going to get checked through, or you're going to check call. You lose a lot of value that way too. So,
right.
So
what? Just lead the turn, right?
You could check call lead turn, but
okay. So
I just don't.
When the button bet, 740.
Yep.
Yeah, I elected to go for a check raise,
Okay.
and I made it 110.
Okay.
And then the big blind, so the guy directly to my left,
Yep.
he cold calls the 110. So he checked the flop, and then he cold called
Right. But you think he's a big
my raise.
spot. But you had said that you think he's a big spot, right?
Yeah, like I could see him doing this with the ace of diamonds. I could see him doing this with like the king of diamonds. I could see him probably sticking around with just a jack, like at least one street.
I mean,
Probably just not going to fold a jack.
that's pretty optimistic what you're saying. Maybe he's got a jack and a high diamond and he's calling. Okay. But,
Okay, yeah,
against
there you go.
normal
Like,
competition, you obviously have to be very concerned when someone cold calls a check raise here in this spot. But I sort of see what you're saying.
right.
So he calls and then what?
Yep. It folds around, the button mucks his hand.
Okay.
So we go through the turn, it's heads up.
Yep.
There's about 320, 340 in the pot.
Okay.
340, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's a brick. It's like it's a black three, an offsuit three.
Okay.
So again, I feel like since I don't
So
know.
the pot's
Tell me if
three.
this
So the
makes
pot's
sense.
about three. The pot's about 350. You
Mhm.
have like 650 in your stack, right? So,
Right.
I mean, it sounds to me like your characterization of this guy is that he's so bad and he's so wide. Why would you not just bet here on the turn for value? Like I said, if you're up against somebody else where it's like,
Okay.
shit, he's super strong, you might just check and hope they make a sizing mistake. But I mean, it sounds to me like you think this guy's absurdly like, he's a fun player.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a VIP. if
Right.
you want to throw it
As
back to
Zambroda
the
says. Yeah.
Old call-in days.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I decided to bet again. I wasn't gonna just let him have a free card with
Sure.
King Jack or Queen Jack with one diamond, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I bet 200,
Okay.
and again he flats, he calls.
Okay. So now you just have to be a little bit. I mean, that's good. Obviously, it's good. You just have to again recognize here that if the river comes out a blank and you maybe bet again and you get shoved on, that most of the time that's not going to be a bluff. He's flopped the nuts basically because he's not going to turn the ace of diamonds into a bluff usually. But the stack sizes are getting a little bit awkward now. The pot is. I mean, hopefully, I mean, it will be interesting to see like if it
740.
gets. Yeah, I mean, you bet 200 into what 350, so it's about 740, and you have what about 400 left? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's kind of tough because of your stack sizes. Is the river clean? Is it like a black clean card?
It's a offsuit 6.
Offsuit
So it
6.
does put like
Okay.
6, 7, 8 on board, but I mean,
It's already
9,
there.
10 was already there.
Yeah, that's pretty
Kind of
clean.
makes the board look scarier, but it's pretty much a brick.
So the pot's like 740. You've got 400 left. What's your sizing here? I guess is the question. Yeah, it's very awkward. Like if you had more money behind,
Or
you
do
just
I
bet
just-
350.
Or do I just like go into a like? Do I decide to check call or check fold?
No.
Okay,
Again,
so
with
the
your characterization of this guy, checking would be bad because I think he's got a jack and a high diamond here a lot. So I would just bet modestly. You know what I mean? If he's missed with diamonds, okay, he's gonna fold. But I'm targeting a jack here. So I'm trying to think.
Okay,
You've
yeah,
got
yeah.
400. I mean, if you were deeper, you could just so easily bet 250, and if he ships on you. But if you bet 250, you only have like 150 left. I might bet 200 here on the river. I might, or maybe 225, something like that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I had like four. You know, I had 415 left, 415ish. I remember just the chips in my stack.
Yeah.
And I bet 200 again.
Okay.
And he called me. He had a flush.
Just a small flush.
But I was just no. He had Queen 10.
Queen 10 of diamonds.
Yeah. No, not King 10. Queen.
No, I know. But Queen 10 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, again, like I said, this is a little bit different because of your characterization of this guy. And you just have to ask yourself, is your characterization of this guy right? Like, is he the biggest whale at the table? Is his range of calling as wide as you're saying it is, cold calling
Yeah,
a
I
check
might
raise
need to
on the
think about
flop?
that.
If it
Yeah,
is,
that's
if it is, I don't have a problem with your play. But I think a lot of people misinterpret. There are some guys that are fun, but they're not going to call a check raise cold. So
yeah.
if
right.
this was a normal
Even
player,
with the ace of diamonds.
just like a naked ace of diamonds. I mean, I guess it's possible, but a lot of
Yeah.
times they'll come
Yep.
out and bet there too. But what I was gonna say is, if this is a normal player, I would definitely play this hand differently. Um, because this looks like a flush a lot when a guy cold calls a check raise. But like I
Okay.
said,
Yeah. If
if
he's
you're a
okay.
fun
Right.
player,
Sure.
if he's a fun player, then you can try to squeeze max value out. Um,
Yeah.
Thanks for the
All
call,
right.
buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. All
All
right.
right, cool. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.